episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, our first guest, they are from Onvida, formerly YRMC, Yuma Regional Medical Center. And I don't know if it's a new department, but I've been hearing a lot more about it. And like I said in the promo, this was a big part of why I wanted to do this. Actually, Troy Love, who's a professional in mental health, is the reason why I have this show, because he's like, go pitch it to the college, go do it. The worst they could do is say no. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to kind of dedicate a lot to that. So our guests, Jordin and Kim, thank you for being with us.
We're happy to be here.
Yes,
Hi.
we're very excited.
So if you could each one by one kind of explain who you are and your position at Onvida.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'm Kim Alexander, and I'm the director of the inpatient unit and IOP, which is our intensive outpatient program. We've been around just a couple of years, so that's why you're now hearing a lot about us.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Jordin Aguilar. I am the community education manager. Essentially, I help do the outreach just for the behavioral health services.
Okay, so what is that like? Give us like a typical day and you're outreaching.
It can really look pretty different, but I guess that's the beauty of my job. I get to do something different every day. So either I'm actually out with an agency or a community agency, meeting with them. Give
me a typical agency that you would meet with. Is it like to partner in, to have some strength in some things, or
it's really to teach
awareness?
them. It's to teach them about what we do at our facility, the full services, I guess the spectrum of the behavioral health services at Onvida, and then to also let them know how to access us. I really push myself as their point of contact. So if they're trying to find a member that hasn't been attending appointments, they might be with us. So we coordinate those referral pathways.
Okay.
Yeah. Other days might be in the office, actually putting down all those notes of who I met with, how long it took.
Data entry.
Exactly. And it could be the other data entry of like how many people have referred this month. What does that look like month to month? Who has made the most referrals this month? It could be which agency is making the most admissions this month, and what does our average daily census look like month to month. So I'm kind of on the data side as well.
Yeah, so it does sound like data heavy on that point.
Data or data? Which way?
We're not going to get into this right now, Ronnie. I've told you 100 times. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw that online yesterday.
I don't know. That's a good one. Talent, look it up.
It's a question for the agents.
Out.
Data or data?
Our
It might depend on the day too. It might be data today and data tomorrow.
No.
I'm mad today. It's data.
And so, Kim, take us to a typical day in your position.
Well, that's a really good question. It varies a lot too. I basically am in charge of overseeing that all of our patients are safe and that we're compliant with everything we need to be compliant about in regards to treatment. So managing the inpatient unit and then also the IOP keeps me pretty busy. So I'm in lots of meetings.
Want to talk about the inpatient unit later. That's very, very, I'd like to learn how it works.
Okay.
Later.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get there. And
I want to say congrats on being a new grandma.
Oh, thank you.
She told me she was one of a little baby boy.
Yes. I'm not really old enough, but I'm just
we never are.
Yeah, we don't discuss age here. It's just a number.
It's just a number. That's right.
So Kim, are you from Yuma, or what brought you here?
I actually was born and raised in Phoenix, but
close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
Pretty close.
Lived in Flagstaff for a long time, and then took an assignment out in Washington, tried to help a hospital there, and then got a call that you guys needed help here. And I said, you know what? I'm used to the heat. And
why not?
Yes, why not? So here I am, and I really, really like it.
So did you always know you wanted to be in behavioral health?
Yes, I'm one of those. I think I was 10 and I decided. Yes.
Wow.
What happened at 10?
Yeah.
Well, my mom was a pastoral counselor, and I thought it was so cool that she had her own office and her own phone. And I was like, you know what?
That is cool at 10.
Especially when, a lot of moms weren't working outside the home.
That makes me laugh. You're like, I need an office and a phone. I'm doing mental
health. And it was what do you mean she had her own phone? Just like sitting on her desk? Or you were like, this is cool.
This is cool. Like most of my friends' moms, were at home. And so my mom branched out.
And your mom was like the unique one.
She's making it happen.
She was making it happen. And I was like, you know what? I want to be like her. And she gave everybody great advice. So I would listen in and try to.
Oh, cool.
Learn. Yeah. Like then she said, you really have to go to school for that. And I was like, oh.
You were just giving
Dang.
advice at school to your
Yeah,
friends.
that's
Just
right.
like
I was
My
helping
mom
everybody on the
said.
playground. That's right.
at the playground having a
Yeah.
counseling line right
Yes,
there.
there
It's
you
like,
go.
yes, well, if your brother steals your bubble gum, this is what you're
you
going to
do.
do.
You punch
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Right. You say, I feel
Yeah.
upset.
I feel like
Angry.
you stole something.
that's
from
right.
me.
So at 10, you're like, okay, I want to do this. And did you automatically say, okay, high school, I'm going to go to school?
Yeah, I actually did. I started kind of looking early and decided, I would need to have my master's degree and then I would need to get licensed. So I'm actually a licensed professional counselor.
Wow.
And that's kind of my background. And really, it's a passion for me and a calling.
Mhm.
I feel like, we just see people all the time struggling.
Mhm.
And even at 10, I remember being like, why are they on the streets? I don't understand.
Wow.
And my
Yeah.
parents would be like, oh gosh, you're asking real big questions.
Well, and there's a story behind it, right? Because you're
Exactly.
asking questions, but there has to be a story behind how they ended up at that place.
Exactly.
It is for
Right.
everybody.
And then
Yep.
if there's a story, there could be a solution on the other side of that. They just need the right people, the right advice, the right
Absolutely.
network, and get
and
them
they
back
have to
on
be willing.
and willing.
Yeah.
Yeah, willing
That's
is
the number
definitely.
one thing. They
Yep.
have to want.
Yeah.
And they have to know that we're out there, right? To
Yeah,
help. 'Cause
that's
that's
right.
another thing.
So
It's
that's
hard
your
to-
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where
that's-
Jordin comes in. She tells the world about us.
So let's toss to Jordin. How did you get into this field, and did you always know you wanted to be in this field helping people?
I did not.
Okay.
This position was my first real deep dive into behavioral health. I did not know. I knew what behavioral health and mental health was, but it was never really something that was, I guess, talked about early on as for me growing up. And I learned more about behavioral health and what that looks like for an average daily person, I guess, when I got to college.
Mhm.
When I was in college, I really learned about that just within my schooling and the degree that I was pursuing at the time. And once I moved here, actually before I moved here, the job position I had before had little bits and pieces of behavioral health. So that's where I got to learn a little bit more about it. And then once I moved here, taking this position on, looking at the vast resources that behavioral health has to offer was just like it was very eye-opening.
Mm.
And once I jumped into this position, I have learned so much about what
bet.
inpatient is and what IOP is and all the other services that kind of fit in between. And how to distinguish what someone could need at one time and where someone fits in. And
It's all
how-
different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really meant to be a circle. Some people, need to go through that cycle a couple times before
That's true.
they feel like they got what they needed. And some people might try it, feel like they're better, and then have to come back again. So
Yeah. Like we were
it's-
talking about, everybody's story is
yeah.
different,
Yeah.
how much they want it.
Mhm.
So where are you from?
I'm originally from New Mexico.
Yes.
I'm from the tribal villages there, San Domingo Pueblo, and I'm also half Navajo. So I grew up in the tribe of San Domingo Pueblo. So that's
Mhm.
where I'm originally from.
And what'd you want to be when you were 10?
Yeah.
I have I cannot remember.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
I'm not a kid.
Do you remember? I'm trying to remember.
I think I wanted to be a
You
lawyer.
wanted to be in radio, remember?
I did. I've always wanted to be a
Yes,
DJ. I would
yeah.
burn mixes for my friends
That's
all the
awesome.
time,
Mhm.
but I always wanted to be a monkey doctor
Oh.
and a veterinarian and then like all these things.
and
So,
now look at her.
And now
on,
I'm
on this
on the
worldwide
radio.
show.
That's
So
awesome.
okay, I teased
back
about
to
10.
you.
I
A
teased
monkey
about
doctor.
10, but what'd you go to college for? What was your first major, or what'd you want to be?
I originally went to the university to be a nurse.
Okay, so in the
So you
field.
do want to help people.
Yeah.
I did. I just didn't realize that the way I was going to help people was not
Yeah.
technically patient facing, but
Mhm.
more
Like admin.
yes.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
happened with nursing?
I actually didn't make it into the program. I missed a couple parts, and so it was either I redo nursing school and set myself back a year, or I try a different position for a
You
little
got to
bit.
pivot.
I did,
Yeah.
and I found public health, and public health really opened my eyes to that preventative aspect, whereas I felt like nursing was that after someone's sick.
Exactly.
And I really didn't understand that preventative part of care.
Mhm.
And once I found public health, I really
You-
dove
Yeah.
oh yeah.
deep dived into
Yeah.
there.
You loved it.
So I have a bachelor's and a master's in public health.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah.
Smarty pants.
I know both of them. Yeah, I graduated high school.
Me too.
Um,
Everyone's always like, I have my master's.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
like,
everybody. We talked so many smart people
We
on this show.
do,
Yeah,
but
that's
they don't have a radio show.
no. No,
That's
just
true,
kidding.
that's true.
No,
so,
you guys are awesome.
so what brought you to Yuma?
My now fiance lives here, and so I moved here with him, and we've been here for about almost 4 years now.
Mhm.
So is this position available or like something around it when you got here? Did you move here already knowing you had a job or?
I did, but I didn't. I worked for, I actually worked for the Cocopah Indian Reservation for a year. And then this position opened up and I could not pass up on this one. So I moved to this position.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I've learned, like I said, I've just learned so much about behavioral health. And now I get to answer questions my family has about behavioral health because I have this background.
Oh,
That's
very
right. You get to
cool.
help them.
Mhm.
So how does it feel to be able to help people? What's that feeling like?
It's,
And for both of you, you can both answer.
yeah. I mean, just from my perspective of being able to identify when someone is talking to me and say, it sounds like you might need this program.
Oh,
How can
yeah.
I encourage you to use our facility? And not necessarily just ours, but help you identify where you might be in that
Mhm.
mental health space and get you to where you need to be, whether that's with us, whether that's with another facility.
Mhm.
And
And I
I
was telling Kim that I had worked at NASCARE for 2 years. It's not around anymore, but it's a mental health facility.
I was just gonna say, I've never heard of
Yeah,
that.
I think they closed down. But yeah, we ran groups for people with mental
Oh,
illness. So that's
okay.
what I did. I led these groups. So like maybe those are the types of places you're sending people. Like there's mental health facilities around town. So
There's a lot of different mental health spaces here in Yuma.
Mhm.
And so it's also another part of my job is to make sure to know where we could refer someone,
Exactly.
whether they're done with our facility or they don't
Mhm.
need our services, like the
Yeah.
high level services.
Gotcha.
I think the most rewarding part of my job is being able to see or bring someone to our facility and then see them when they walk out. That has been I've never really seen that in healthcare. You kind of see them come in and you see them better,
Mhm.
but to see someone come in like a very, I guess,
Distraught.
Yeah,
or
Exactly. Like a dark place.
whatever, yeah.
and then to see them leave, thanking people for bringing them here and thanking them for providing the care that they have,
Mhm.
and really being able to take in what patients are asking from us
Mhm.
and then incorporating that into our care. That's a beautiful thing that Kim
Mhm.
is able to do, is listen to what patients are asking for and incorporate that into what we do and how we provide the care.
So how about for you, Kim? What was it like to finally be paid to give people advice and to see what it
Jesus,
does and how it
yes.
helps people? Like cha-ching? No, you're not doing that, but you want to help people. So
That's right.
what was that like?
It was pretty amazing, really, because I had always really wanted to be a counselor. So I did that for many years. And then at some point had an opportunity to kind of go into management and thought I could just train new counselors. So started doing that and then
Mhm.
ended up kind of in my role. And kind of like Jordin, I mean, really it's a tough job, but it is probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life.
Mhm.
And just
What's
watching
tough
people.
about it? What would you say like this the
It's-
tough part
yeah, it's
that what
hard
you
to
can get
see.
into?
Yeah, it's really hard to see people come in just so distraught, right?
Mhm.
And in such a dark place and really not having any hope. So my, kind of what I tell our staff all the time is that we need to give people hope, right?
Yeah.
That there is help and we can help them, and it may take a little bit of time and it may take a couple of times, right?
Mhm.
And
but
that's
we will help
that's
you.
an interesting thing. Like we were talking about a circle and people trying stuff and maybe taking a couple of times, because that could be, I don't want to say wear on you, but you get upset like it didn't help them the first time or whatever. It's like, and then they got to come through again, and it's like no. But then you kind of get that reward finally when it clicks.
Right. And knowing that even when somebody comes in a crisis, right,
Mhm.
they may have another crisis down the road, but we prevented likely a suicide
Mhm.
when somebody's
That's
really in a
right.
dark place, right? Being able to just say, hey, just come back to us. If you get in a dark space again, we're here to help.
Do you feel like that's the majority of people that come in suicidal, or is it like drug addiction?
I
Like,
would say we have a number of people that are suicidal. So lots of depression, lots of extreme anxiety,
Yeah.
just feeling so uncomfortable in their own skin.
Mm.
And so that's hard to imagine, right? And then to think of how do we help you kind of get out of that?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that
Wow.
definitely takes a certain person to be able to
Yeah.
project that hope.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You have to do that and take that care. And it sounds like through your leadership, you're making it happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
we
because
are.
you're the director.
Yes.
So you direct everybody.
It's like,
We all work together, but
I'm
yes,
just kidding.
I know
Yeah,
you are.
yes. And so we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and talk about some of the programs that you guys offer and what you guys do there. And we're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC. serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. We're expecting a sunny day in Yuma with a high of 102 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast at 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 83. Arizona Western College has been the recipient of a $250,000 Perkins Innovation and Modernization Grant. According to the college, the grant support will help AWC meet the urgent need for a skilled, job-ready workforce in rural Southwest Arizona. Details at kwc.org.
The Arizona Western College Community Band will perform in concert at 7 in the evening on October 6th at the Schoening Conference Center on AWC's Yuma campus. The band will present pieces that represent a range of contrasting styles from the symphonic band repertoire. More information is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Kim and Jordin from Onvida. We're talking about mental health, behavioral health. And now that we got to get to know you guys, because that's what we like to do here on the show, we want to know more about what Onvida offers, right? What are some of the programs? And you could start at wherever angle or whatever one you want to go into, and then we'll just dive in from there.
Okay. So we have a 24-bed inpatient psychiatric unit. And we have IOP, which is intensive outpatient programming.
So let's start on the first one.
First one.
So you have 24 beds inpatient. So what is that? Somebody gets diagnosed with something and they need longer term treatment. And so they're going to be there for a while?
Yeah, so they may come in an acute crisis, and we basically assess them. We take folks that can just walk in. We will assess them, determine what level of care they need, and then help them get to the right level of care. And if it's that they need a safe, supportive environment because they are not feeling safe themselves, then we will recommend that they be admitted, and we take voluntary patients. So we just bring them in, stabilize them, and then really
they can leave when they want because it's voluntary, or do they sign paper that's like they'll be there for a few days?
Good question.
Or does it depend?
Yeah.
It does
or do you want to
depend.
defer? You want to call a friend?
It
And
does depend.
50-50.
Look at Kayla over here, see if we can
Hey,
answer. No.
What can we say? Is it insurance based too?
No,
Probably.
actually
Oh, no?
not.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
We don't. We take anybody and everybody.
That's
So
awesome.
yes, that's really important to us. We don't ask about insurance.
Oh,
That's
I
not the
love
first
that.
question.
Yeah,
Definitely
do you
not.
take insurance? Yeah.
No. And I think, it really does depend. We want people to stay, probably anywhere from 5 to 10 days just to help
Okay.
really stabilize them.
Yep.
But if they really don't want to stay, if they're safe, then we'll work with them on a safe discharge plan. If they're not safe, then we do have to move to the involuntary route. But most people really come in, they want help, and
they just want help. So they're looking
Yeah.
for a place, like you said, something safe.
Yep.
Where they can get that hope, kind of take some time to get a breather, maybe.
Yes.
And then say, okay, now I'm ready to go back out. And thank you for your help.
And I was just curious because, we're authentic on this show.
Yeah,
And we talk about
absolutely.
our real life stories. Like, I had a really dark time in my life. I don't know, 15 years ago, I'd say 12, where I actually went into an inpatient in Chandler. And there was a nurse there that completely helped change my life, a male nurse. And he's like, you need a plan. You have no plan right now. And my life was in the toilet. So he helped me realize what my plan was. But then I left, like right after that. I wasn't ready. And that's what happened.
Right.
Like right after he left, I was like, okay, I'm better, And so
But he planted a seed for you, right?
yes. And that I'll never forget him.
Right.
Ever, ever, ever. But I left. They didn't make me stay. That's why I was asking that. Like, are people made to stay? Are they able to leave on their own accord? Because I was able to leave. I wasn't court ordered there. So I left and then continued to spiral for a little bit, but then changed, after that. But I'll never, ever forget him. Right. So what you guys do is so important. Planting those seeds.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what was the next one you were going to talk about?
Intensive outpatient. So that is basically, it's group therapy. It's 3 days a week for a minimum of 3 hours a day. So you have 9 hours of therapy a week. And, they cover things, process groups, education. We have spiritual care. We'll swing by there and kind of help them. Sometimes we have our pet therapy that comes by. IOP. We get real excited with that. I know.
You
That's
guys get a doggy going in there?
Yeah.
Look at, we're all excited. Everybody's smiling right now.
Horse comes sometimes.
What?
Yes, I know.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Did you say that one more time?
A miniature horse.
And you didn't bring the miniature horse.
Oh.
Kayla, I'm upset right over here.
You would have chewed the wires.
I would love this miniature horse. We should have got the horse.
Yes.
Next time you guys come on, I want the horse. But no, so who brings the horse?
One of our volunteers, actually from the hospital.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's great. They come and bring all sorts of different animals and just really interact with the patients and help them see that, hey, here's something that can kind of cheer you up and distract you. And
I was at Amberly's place about 2 weeks ago, and they have a dog, a therapy dog in there. Yeah, it was great. Other than the dog was tearing everything up, but it was still fun. It was like, oh, this is great. It makes people feel better. So that's cool.
Yep.
So you offer that, and so the groups. So it's dependent on what they're diagnosed with or what they're struggling with, what group they're going to go to.
Right. So we have two kind of general mood disorder groups, and then we have one that we call COMS, which is like a co-occurring group. So you would have a mental health diagnosis as well as a substance use a diagnosis or disorder. And so then, we kind of combine the two and just really help. And our plan is to really grow that. IOP is where it's at. You can serve a lot more people, and they develop a sense of community together, right? And that's critical for any kind of
not
recovery.
everybody can stay for 10 days.
Exactly.
They might want to come in, realize that they did have their meltdown, their crisis, they're stabilized a little bit more after a few days. And then they want to come back for group, and continue to meet people in their same boat.
It's
so
a
that's
great
very
step
important.
down. Absolutely.
So you mentioned that's something you want to grow. What does that look like? How do you grow that?
So we need to add more, counselors and basically, try to add some more groups so that we, just continue to grow the program, go from, 3 groups to 6 groups, and then kind of go from there.
So when I started the show and talking to Troy Love over at Yuma Counseling, I asked him the question about counselors here in Yuma. And he mentioned the best way to get really good counselors here in Yuma is to have them homegrown, going through AWC, NAU, the different programs that are offered here on this campus.
Absolutely.
We need them to have a love for Yuma. Now, are you seeing that? Are you part of that, trying to get some people? Because even Troy, I love him to death, and he's been here a long time, but he's not from Yuma. It's like we really need to own it our own.
Yep, absolutely. So we have 6 interns right now.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And so I think the majority of them are from Yuma, and we're growing them and just really excited to watch them in their career journey.
So your job, do you go and find people, or are you more just talking about what did you do? What do you do?
In regard to bringing those people here?
Yeah. Do you find any future counselors?
A lot of them do call the unit or reach out to me. They happen to meet me in one of the coalition meetings I happen to be in, and they're like, hey, I'm really interested. I need a internship site. I need a clinical site. I just make sure to put them in touch with the right people so that they can access that right person to get them on that pathway. Like you mentioned, just not even just counselors, but we have nursing students who do clinicals on our unit as well. And then Onvida is also, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but they're also expanding on the psychiatric residency program. So not just the counselors or the nursing students, but also psychiatrists. They're going to build and
actually have a psych in-house.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of it's telehealth these days. And I know a lot of people don't like that. They like to be physically with their psychiatrist.
Yes.
Right. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're growing some local psychiatrists as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
just
serious?
planting seeds left and right.
Planting seeds everywhere.
That's good
the theme,
news.
right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So what are some other programs you offer?
We also have some outpatient therapy that's kind of across the street from us, and then outpatient psychiatry. So if somebody needs a follow-up appointment, they can get in there.
So right now, Onvida has 3 levels of behavioral health services.
Okay.
So that's that outpatient when someone's needing that. How do you explain outpatient?
Maybe once a week or once a week counseling session, or maybe once a month.
And do they come back
medication.
to you guys?
They are at a building right across us.
Oh, okay.
So they're managed by other counselors.
Okay.
But if they do need to step up into IOP, maybe they're
Sure.
still struggling a little bit, they're needing a little bit more support. That's when they step up to IOP.
Okay.
But if they're in IOP and they still are just struggling, needing that additional 24-hour care, that's when they can step up again to inpatient.
Oh.
So that's what I meant by like that mental health circle,
Mhm.
where someone can start at one point but still access other ones. And because we're all in the same area now, it's easier to maneuver those services because we're all neighbors to each other.
Yeah.
And that's something that's been developed, right?
Yes.
Like, and
Yes.
continually to being developed, it
Yes.
sounds like, with different features and
Mhm.
bringing in different professionals.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
so what is some of the misconceptions around behavioral health and mental health?
Oh.
Anything you want to
She's like,
address, people
so
listening?
many.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Some of them are, things like if you have a mental health issue, you're weak, where,
Oh my
I tell
gosh.
people that's horrible,
Mhm.
that actually it takes strength to come in and say, I need help. So
It
I think
does.
those are
Yeah.
the bravest
It really
people I
does.
It's
know.
humbling.
It's
It's
humbling.
it's realizing you can't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that, sometimes it really is a chemical imbalance in your brain. And just like if your cardiologist told you to take heart medication, you would take it. If you need to take brain medication, sometimes you need to take it.
Mhm.
That's right.
And we don't question a cardiologist, but we sure question, wow,
That's
we're going to do
right.
something with my brain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody gets a little wild
Yeah.
about it.
So you don't like the stigma.
No, I
Neither
hate the
do I.
stigma.
It's a bad one.
It's a very bad one.
Mhm.
So I think just again, telling people we're here, no judgment. We provide compassionate, safe care. And that's our goal.
Mhm.
So you mentioned real quick about it takes strength to admit. They don't view it as that at that time,
No,
right?
they
That's
really
something you have to
don't.
learn.
Yeah. Yeah. So when they first come in, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm here because, my family's making me come, or, I'm really at a low point. Sometimes it's, a welfare check call and law enforcement brings them in and
Wow.
says, we were able to intervene before this person hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And so, we take them in and help them see what, the future can look like.
Wow. Yeah, that was mine. My mom did a welfare check on me. And so then when I woke up in the psych ward, the cops had brought me in and I
Oh,
did
wow.
not know.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh, wow.
It was a dark time.
Yes.
But like I said, I've changed, but I'm super grateful that my mom did that. Who knows what would have happened.
Right.
I'm so grateful for welfare checks.
Was
you
that
know?
that last time that you finally stuck with it when they
That
brought
was
you
up
in?
in Chandler.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't stick
okay.
with it after that.
Okay.
About a month or two later, I did.
Mhm.
So it was the beginning of the end.
The beginning,
That's what I
okay.
call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, just forever grateful for that experience. But yeah, welfare checks. I mean, they're bad at the time, but
Right.
they bring good things.
Any like a particular success stories that kind of stand out? Like, obviously mention any names, but anything you've seen that really touched you or
Yeah. Like every day I'm touched. But
Every day?
Yes,
Wow.
it really is.
you got a good job.
Yeah,
I know.
I do. I'm pretty lucky. I think just, really seeing somebody come in, like you said, at their lowest point and then,
Mhm.
talking with them and trying to give them a little bit of hope and they're not seeing it at first.
Yeah.
And then, I round a lot on the unit. I'm very active. So I'll go in and check in with folks and kind of ask how it's going and do they need anything. And so they
Mhm.
begin to kind of open up and then watching them leave, a lot of times they leave and they're a different person. They're
Wow.
like, I have hope for the first time in my life, or I feel like
Aw.
I'm normal. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this is what normal was,
Mhm.
And so for me, that's huge.
Normal's a weird word, though.
It is.
Well, yeah.
No one's really normal.
That-
Yeah.
Me and Ronnie, we talk about it. She knows I'm a chemical guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, he's all about that stuff. Yeah.
So I know like
Mhm.
certain situations cause certain chemical releases in your
Yeah.
brain. So you like to feel normal is sometimes just going back to that homeostasis, however you say it, right?
Mhm.
Just getting back there and just, kind of resting for a little bit and let the body do what it has to do.
Mhm.
Because there is a point where you don't feel normal.
Yeah,
you feel scared or you
Yep.
feel worried or you're paranoid or upset and all these things. And you just need to sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like things are just too intense.
And
you
then
just
and,
gotta take a break.
those are literal chemicals that are going or not
Yeah.
going and stuff. And you don't know that.
Right.
You know,
Yes,
the professionals
you're in
know
it.
it.
You feel it.
You just feel
You're
it.
off.
Yeah.
I have a 5-minute rule that if I'm freaking out, I'll give it 5 minutes and then I'll try to remember what I was even upset about. And I usually can't.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I
It's,
like
it's
that.
that fast. Huh?
Right. I need to borrow that.
Take it, everybody. I got it from my friend Bob. Like, it's
Yeah.
not mine.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks,
Bob, if you're listening. So we're going to be wrapping up. Anything you want to leave anybody with, or maybe even, okay, let's do this.
Mhm.
Anything you want to plug, and then if somebody's out there struggling
Yeah.
and needs to come in, just let them know why and how they could do that.
Okay. So you can walk in 24/7 and we will help you.
Mhm.
Jordin knows the address better than I do.
Well, as a community outreach, is there anything going on up and coming?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
We really are just focusing on expanding our services, trying to push the amount of patients we can take on a given day.
Mm.
So we have noticed that we've been a lot busier on a day-to-day basis
Okay.
just within these past 2 months. So we're really trying to focus on expanding how many patients we can take so that we can take more patients
Mhm.
and we can serve the community better on any given day. We are open 24/7, so we make ourselves accessible. Could be any holiday, morning. So
Yeah, I love that.
I think that's an
That's a
important.
big one.
That's an
Yeah,
important
that's
part of mental
huge.
health. Is
Well, I know Christmas can be a dark time
Oh,
for people.
totally.
It can be.
I mean,
Thanksgiving,
everyone
Yeah.
thinks about family.
Yeah, and if you don't
food,
have that,
but if someone doesn't have that,
Yeah.
that can be a really dark and scary and lonely time.
Yeah,
And I
I-
think working in the mental health field showed me that too. Like, I'm not a holiday person anyways, but then seeing how people struggle on holidays versus always being cheery and peppy, it's like
Mhm.
there's two sides to it. There really
Mhm.
is.
There are. Absolutely.
yeah, and I have a mentor, and he told me like when it gets around the holiday times, that's
Mhm.
like the time where he sees the most amount of people and counsels them.
Yep.
And so I've
Yep.
learned that. So yeah, just want to leave. So how do you show up, or where do you go?
You can walk into our facility at 24/7 at 7201 East 31st Place. Our front lobby is always open. You walk right in and just however you want to acknowledge, like, I need help right now.
Yeah, whatever it is,
And-
whatever words
Yep.
you can mutter.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will get one of our psychiatric nurses or a behavioral health technician.
Mhm.
They can do that assessment right then and there
Wow.
within at least 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The
Just
urgency is key.
sit
It
yeah
is.
sit down with you and determine, do you need that? I think about our unit as like an emergency room, but for mental health.
Yep.
Mm.
It's an immediate, like, I need help right now for my mental health, whereas the
Yes.
emergency room,
Yeah, I'm
it's-
bleeding.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't come to us if you're bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll still get
We'll
you
go
care.
there and
That's-
then come to
that-
us.
yeah.
Go to the ER first.
But yes, think about our, like, we're an emergency room for your mental health.
That's
You
beautiful.
need immediate care, so we're gonna provide that for you.
That's awesome.
you guys
So-
are shining stars.
Yes, and I'm so glad
Aw.
this is available here, and I
too.
hope people that need it take advantage of it, and more people go to school and become those behavioral
Mhm.
health specialists here in Yuma and help our community. So
That's
thank you
right.
guys so much. I appreciate you guys for being on.
Thank
We're
you.
going to have to move on to the next guest, and the next time you guys are here, miniature horse, all right? I want that horse here.
Do that.
Kayla, you put that in your notes? Yes,
She's
she
on
did.
it.
She's
Well,
writing it down.
Maybe Scott brought a horse. We don't know. Well, Scott Gross is coming up next. Thank you guys for being with us. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
This is KAWC. The Trump administration's nominee to run the Bureau of Reclamation is no longer being considered. KUNC's Alex Hager reports on Arizona Water Manager Ted Cook.
Cook received pushback from some state leaders and politicians worried that his old job might give him a bias in a new role as the top water official on the Colorado River.
Well, there has been a lot of that type of sentiment in the news for the last 3-4 months since I've been nominated. Yes, and even before that. So it's something like that. I was a political casualty.
The 7 states that use the river are split into 2 camps, deadlocked in negotiations about its future. Some leaders in the river's upper basin expressed concern that he could favor the lower basin, where he built his career. Cook denied that he would skew toward one side. His withdrawal leaves the commissioner position in limbo. It's already been empty for 8 months. The federal government is working with states to agree on a new plan for managing the Colorado River before a 2026 deadline. I'm Alex Hager.
The City of Yuma presents Tacos and Tunes, Yuma's annual food and music festival on Main Street, October 3rd and 4th. Along with multiple taco chefs vying for awards, the 2-day event will include a variety of live music performances, a classic car show, and a michelada contest. Event schedule and information at yumaaz.gov/events.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. Join us on Wood Songs this week. We have Kelly Baker, an amazing New York City blues performer laced with the spirit of Appalachia, and Reese Shadd, a storyteller, instrument maker, and a finger-picking guitar master. Both artists and more on this week's broadcast of the Wood Songs Old Time Radio Hour.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The KAWC Student Newsroom is funded by the Local News Initiative at the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona, the Scripps Howard Fund, and by generous local support. Thank you for supporting the next generation of public media. Learn more about the project and hear stories from emerging journalists at kawc.org/student newsroom.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here, joined now by the GOAT, the greatest. I loved watching this guy on TV, but he's no longer on TV anymore.
I know. I don't watch the news anymore because he left.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't either.
I'm boycotting.
He has an office here now, I think, because he's wearing an AWC hat.
He's repping.
So thank you for being with us, Scott Gross.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Hey, how long were you in TV for when you would?
I was in TV for almost 11 years.
Wow.
11 years.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you were mentioning off air, you also did radio for how long?
I did radio I went to Brown Institute in Minneapolis off of Lake Street.
Mhm.
I was there in 98. I graduated in 98. So I was in radio from 1998 to 2014.
Mhm.
And then I dabbled in a little bit more when I was in Alaska. I started my own sports radio talk show with
Cool.
the college there
Okay.
That's neat.
at KRUA 88.1 on your FM dial.
I love it.
In Anchorage.
He knows the lingo.
So I'm trying to get my old boss on here. I'm going to segue real quick.
Oh, no.
Tony D from El Dorado. But anyway, every time he talks, everything he says, it's always like that. He always back when I was at KW, when I was at everything.
It's ingrained in him.
And it always has that whole a jingle type thing to it. Like he always mentions his old radio stations just like that. So that's a radio thing, I guess.
It's a radio thing. That's what we're. That's how we're trained.
So TV or radio? What was your
Radio.
preference? You like radio, yeah.
Radio.
Why not TV?
TV is a lot of scripted and hurry up and wait around, kind of like being in the military. Just hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Where radio is more
We're ready,
ad lib.
but don't do
You get to flow, and
That's
you just
right.
you can have a conversation without being told, hey, cut off your sentence, and we got to go to break, or we've got to cut
Or
it
let's
out.
redo that. Yeah, or do
Right,
another
the
take.
taped
That's
one,
why I
right,
love
right.
live.
I love radio more. I've done TV. I've done stuff at KYMA, KSWT throughout the years and stuff. But yeah, definitely radio is a lot. It's a lot
fun.
better. So you mentioned Alaska and the different places you've lived. Where are you originally from, and how'd you end up in Yuma?
Originally from central Minnesota, a small town called Pierz, Pierz, a town of 1,000 people.
Wow.
Right.
That's very
1,000
small.
1,000 people.
So you literally knew everybody.
I know everybody. Yes. I still know everybody.
Okay.
It's expanded to 1,300 people.
Wow.
Whoa, what a growth spurt.
The economic development there, I'll tell you what.
Okay, so you grew up super small town. And what was that like?
Yeah, what was that like?
Worked on a dairy farm,
Wow.
milked cows.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
Milked cows till I was 18
This is like a
years old.
story right here. But oh wow, okay.
So my father's like, I can't believe to see where you've come from, this child that I raised on a farm, and now to see everything that you've accomplished.
Beautiful.
how awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you're on a farm. Are you dreaming while you're milking these cows? Like one day I'm going to be.
I'm going to make it big.
Yeah, I'm going to be on TV, or what was that like?
You just did the chores, right?
Yeah.
No, but did you think about
you wanted to get out of
wanted to
there?
get out of
Yeah.
there? Like what was that like?
Oh, I wanted to get out of the
Oh
farm.
yeah.
You're like, I am not a farmer.
Milking cows,
Yeah.
doing the field work, the
Wow.
plowing, being on a tractor in the hot heat and the gas fumes blowing into your face.
It wasn't for you.
Baling hay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, that
Yes.
sounds
That's
horrible.
work.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never done it, and I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it.
No. I hate even touching hay. Like, no, I'm serious. Because my mom had goats and stuff, and I'd have to get the hay off of the thing and grab the thing and open it, and like,
what a mess.
It was a mess.
The problem is that I had severe asthma since I was small.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed my first year of kindergarten because I had to go to the hospital and be in this tent.
Wow.
Right. So I actually was pushed back a year.
Oh.
But then I had to get allergy shots, allergic to the dust, allergic to the hay, allergic to the cows.
Oh, wow.
Allergic to
you definitely
the straw,
are not a farmer.
allergic to the sawdust. So any chance I could get out, I would do that.
So okay. So what did you want to do? Like leaving the farm? What was your first like ticket out or?
Take a look at
Ladies and gentlemen, I can verify.
it.
That's a nasty scar.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So that was playing football. Did you break
that. I
it?
was playing football.
Ouch.
Yep.
So
But I'm one of those players though too that you love the game so much that I wasn't going to have my senior year cut short. So we prolonged the surgery so that I could finish out
No
the year.
way.
And the
With a broken wrist.
doctors made a
Like a special thing for you to wear to brace it?
special thing for me to wear to brace it.
Wow.
But what they didn't know was I took it off in the locker room and just had the trainer tape it. Yes.
Wow.
So you played with a broken wrist?
Yes.
You're a beast, Scott
Wow.
Gross.
My son's like, I got bruised in football. I'm like, come on, toughen up. That's a tough story right there.
We're like, there's no way we're coming off the field.
Wow.
Wow.
So how did you
Dedication.
guys do?
We did okay.
You did okay.
We made the playoffs, lost in the first round to our arch rival, the Becker Bulldogs.
Oh, I hate them.
Dang, I
Those.
hate the Bulldogs.
I
Yeah.
know.
Can't stand them. So it was going to be your ticket out. Obviously, it didn't pan out.
Didn't pan out. Then I played in junior college.
Okay.
So a college athlete,
Nice.
scored a touchdown.
Just
So
one.
I got that.
Yeah, you got that one.
That's all
You
I
got
need
the one. It's like your
All
claim
I
to
need to
fame.
have is one, right?
Okay, so you played in college.
And then it didn't, I just too short, too slow.
Oh, so from
that was in college.
to radio, then that's how
From
you
that
do it.
to radio.
And I got to say, a running back position is a pretty beat up. You get beat up in that
Right.
position.
So,
That's a tough
Is
position.
that the guy that makes the touchdowns?
Well,
running back?
hopefully, yeah, if we wanted to.
So
Yeah.
I was running back in high school. Then I went to college, junior college,
Mhm.
and they had like 5 running backs.
Oh.
And they had a couple injuries to the wide receiver position. So they said, do you want to play wide receiver?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, absolutely, I
Yeah.
will play wide receiver because that's what I played in the yard with all the neighbors and the playground growing up. So it was an easy transition for
Gotcha.
me.
Mhm.
And then a couple injuries, and all of a sudden you're the starter in week 3.
My son is a linebacker, so I know that's defense.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that's
I'm like, that's his
knowledge.
number. Hi.
He likes to stick his nose in other people's business.
Yeah, he likes to block people.
Right.
Yeah, it's intense.
So how'd you get into radio then? What was that avenue like?
Well, radio was just it was called a prestigious radio school, Brown Institute.
Oh, okay.
In Minneapolis, Minnesota. So
We're gonna fact check that talent
So
if it's a prestigious school or not.
Google it.
when I was there, it wasn't as prestigious as I thought it was because I think they were struggling with money, so they started to let everybody in.
Mhm.
But I took it serious. Some people didn't take it serious, but my goal was to be a sports play-by-play announcer. So I took a special course, and I took all the courses I need to. So you got the small town farm boy now living in the Minneapolis suburbs
Wow.
and going to school for it. So to do some stuff for play-by-play, I had to have I got a handheld tape recorder, and I would buy a $5 ticket to a Minnesota Twins game or a $20 ticket to a Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game, and I'd be up in the nosebleeds, and I would be doing play-by-play
I love that.
in that handheld recorder.
Just for the
Yes.
experience. Yeah.
And then I would hand it in to my professor, and they would analyze it and give me feedback.
Oh, I love that.
That job to me, I love boxing, MMA. So I the commentators and the people that do play by play, my brain doesn't work that fast. It's like I'm like, how are they doing this?
You're like
You
three
really-
punches behind. They're
Yeah,
like, Johnny, we've moved on.
You
He's done.
really got to like train
Yeah.
your brain and get those synapses firing real quick in order to be able to call that.
Yeah.
Well, the fastest was when I was at St. Cloud State University, graduated there in 2014, but doing men's D1 hockey.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness, that's quick.
That's a
That
pretty
was
fast
quick.
sport. Yeah.
Yes.
So what was that like doing that? Like you caught on real quick, or?
That was one thing that I had set out when I went to St. Cloud State, was to be the voice of their men's hockey team. That was the most
you set out for that.
set out for it.
Wow.
Oh.
So then I got my way into the college radio station, earned the sports director role there,
Oh.
and then rose through the ranks and became the voice of St. Cloud State men's hockey, and went with them to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania when they reached the Frozen Four, the equivalent of
Oh.
the NCAA basketball
Yeah.
Final Four.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. So
Did you guys win?
No, but we still got there.
That's
You got
so
there.
important.
We got
He
there.
got look at
Yeah,
So-
top 4.
So we got there. So then I befriended people from ESPN
no
that were doing it. Yes, and they said, "Hey, do you want to tap into our sound system?"
Mm-hmm.
So this little college radio station is broadcasting the Final Four,
Mhm.
and we were able to tap into ESPN's
Mhm.
on
Whoa.
ice sound crew, so you can hear all the skates and the
Wow.
scrapes and the puck and
Nice.
How
everything.
nice.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. So thank you for let us get to know
Yeah.
you a little bit more. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to find out how you ended up here at AWC after all of this.
Mhm.
We're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
Hi, this is Thomas Crivens. Coming up this week on Bill Street Caravan, we've got the Daddy Mac Blues Band. That's all coming up on Bill Street Caravan.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The weather forecast calls for drier and mainly fair weather today and Wednesday. In Yuma, it's sunny with a high near 102 degrees, mostly clear with a low of 83 in the evening. In Kingman, sunny with a high near 92 degrees, mostly clear tonight with a low of 66. In Prescott, it's sunny with a high near 85. Calm winds becoming northwest at 6 miles per hour in the afternoon, mostly clear tonight with a low of 55. Flagstaff's going up to 75 with wind gusting up to 16 miles per hour, clear tonight with a low of 40.
The Arizona Western College Chorale, along with the Cibola High School Choir, will present The Power of Many, a choir extravaganza at 7 p.m. on October 10th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and at 4 p.m. on October 12th at Trinity United Methodist Church. More information on these concerts is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here with Scott Gross, the new director of sports here at AWC. And so I didn't get to the part. How'd you end up in Yuma? So let's go back to that real quick.
Oh, that's a long, winding rabbit hole.
Uh-huh.
Let's take the
So-
shortcut.
So after, if we rewind just a little bit, so I graduated from St. Cloud State University in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
got a lead anchor role on TV. I've never meant to get into TV.
Mhm.
I applied for radio and TV jobs just to see what
Just to
happens.
get
to get a job,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So Rapid City, South Dakota came calling to be the lead anchor, news anchor for them. And that was a 9-hour trip away from home. But I remember my mentor at St. Cloud State said, Scott, if you don't take it, you'll always wonder what would happen.
Totally.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
you'll
love
always
that.
wonder, rather than staying close to home.
That's
If you don't-
so
if you
true.
Go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
So I went for it, was in South Dakota for 3 years. And then my contract ended and then cast a wide net again. Let's see what's going to fall into my lap.
Mhm.
And then the job in Anchorage, Alaska opened up
Wow.
at KTVA.
Now that's far.
CBS 11. That is far, but it was another adventure, right?
Yeah.
You never know what's going to be up
you
there.
get the mentor in your head again. You don't know, so you better do it.
That's right.
That's always a destination where people want to visit, but how about we live there for a couple of years? And the money was very, very good.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because no one wants to live there.
Right. So whether you're a nursing student or whatever it is, they're going to attract you with a pile of money.
That's right. They're like, just try
So
it.
they threw money at you, and
You
you end
said,
up in
okay.
Alaska.
Ended up in Alaska. And once I was in Alaska, then after 3 years there, my company was bought out
Oh.
by the competitor. So the competitor was Gray Television, and they bought KTVA. So the station was no more.
Yeah.
So the rights went to Gray Television. They used their own station. So we had about 100 people. Most of them were laid off. And so the competitor, KTUU, Channel 2, the NBC station in Anchorage, they were taking some of us on, but you had to apply for the job. You had to go for interviews, and they took me. So I was one of the people that they valued enough from my work that they wanted me to be a part of them. It didn't feel right, though. It was just... You're with the competitor.
Yeah.
It's a different
Feel like a
mood.
traitor a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting so much to beat these guys in the ratings, and that's another nice thing of having in a different market where you have that competition.
Yeah.
You keep each other accountable. But that one, so I was looking for sports. I always wanted to get back into sports. I was a sports guy doing news, and then the opportunity came in Yuma for sports and weather, and I knew it would be a cut in pay, but I had to get my foot in the door to get back into sports.
So you love sports so much that you're going to take a pay cut and come to Yuma, where it's the opposite of Alaska.
And the weather, you're like, what weather?
Again,
it's hot.
But again, it's another experience, right?
Oh, gotcha. The mentor again. Yeah.
And then I told myself, I know with my abilities that if I go there, if I get the chance, that I'll kick the door open and I'll do whatever
That's right.
I've ever set out
And you
to do.
did.
And I did.
And now everyone knows who you are in Yuma.
So what was that like coming over here and being able to get back into sports? And then obviously you tagged on the weather part of that. So I think that's what Yuma does, right? Sports and weather. That's been
sports and weather. A lot of news as well.
A lot of news does that. Okay.
But I only lasted for about a year. So then you had Rob Fram, who was a mainstay on News 11
I
for
remember
almost
Rob.
10 years, and you had Jenny Day, who was there for 7 years. With those two left, so then the natural progression was then to take Scott, who has his experience from CBS, and bring him over to NBC. So I lost the sports role to be the main anchor and executive director.
Wow.
But I said on the caveat that I still hold the title of sports director, and I can still, go to sporting events when I want to, if I have the time on my own time on the weekend.
So that was like kind of your deal with that. So I'll take this position, but if a sporting event, like you said, comes up or something, I'm going to go and I'm going to cover that to whatever degree.
Correct.
Gotcha. And so news, did you like it? Was it, like that's a different animal.
It's okay.
Is.
It's okay.
And it's funny, we had Lou Gum on yesterday, our news guy here, and we kind of talked about it, and having to be like super impartial, just kind of read the facts. There's a certain tone to it.
That's
so
right.
what was it like doing that, going into that anchor spot again?
You just have to you can't share your opinion.
Yeah.
You can't have yard signs and there's election. You have to be unbiased, and you just have to.
That's exactly what Lou said. His neighbor keeps trying to put signs in his yard. He's like, stop it.
Yeah,
that's funny.
You take him out and you
He's
throw
like,
him out
I
of the
can't.
street.
I literally can't do this.
You cannot do it.
So tell me what it was like being a weatherman.
Weatherman is a lot of fun.
Oh, Weatherman's fun.
Because it's ad lib. So that comes back. It comes back to that radio aspect.
Yeah.
Right? So
and you're like naturally funny. I can tell you're like very witty and funny.
Right.
And so I bet it was a good time.
It was a good time. So I could make fun of myself. One of the things that I like saying when I'm on the green screen, and this is something that my dad would say when I was smaller. I'd stand in front of the TV when he's trying to watch something. He said, Scott, you make a better door than a window.
My mom says that.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of years when I was younger to understand what it is.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in the way of the numbers.
Right. So
Sorry,
then I use that during the weather. Right. So I know I make a better door than a window, so let me get out of the way so you can see. Dateland always gets covered up by most of the weather anchors.
Poor Dateland.
Dateland.
Dateland and Tacna. So
We
get out of
forget
the
it's
way.
there.
We love Dateland. We want to see Dateland.
So I just, now that we're talking about weather,
Mhm.
so is there a certain amount that you have to learn about that, or are you kind of just reading the weather?
Well, there is instruments that we look at from the National Weather Service, and there's some other ones, websites that we'll look at to give us guidance, and there's radars that you are going to watch, and you're going to see the flow of the weather. But we're also in this bowl, right, in where we are, and we're surrounded by this mountain range that reaches the Gila Mountains and stretches all the way across into San Diego County. So whenever you have storms coming, it's kind of fun to watch them because
they can kind of go around
they'll
us.
go around us because of the
Wow.
mountains.
So we're protected.
So you have to have a storm that develops inside our bowl.
See, this is something I had no
And that
idea.
is why we get dumped on so hard.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I had
Right.
no idea.
Right. Look what
Love
I
it.
learned.
I'm learning.
So you said you became like an assistant director. What was that?
Assistant news director.
Okay. So did you like that role?
I really enjoy coaching. I really enjoy the
Like you
staff-
helping the staff?
the staff we put together to help in the hires, to bring the
Mhm.
people in, and just it's just a phenomenal crew that we have over there right now.
Awesome.
Left them in good hands.
And then you came here.
And it
Yeah.
came here.
So what do you do here?
That's what we're going to get
Yeah.
into. So was that position here before, or is this a new position? Like
It is.
I'm not familiar with
It is a
it.
position that was here, and
Okay.
Michael Broskowski had it for about three and a half years,
Mhm.
Okay.
and he moved on to a head athletic director position in a junior college in Illinois. So that opened this position up.
Okay. And then you love
all for
sports.
it, yeah.
You're like, okay.
Love sports.
This
Let's
is
try it.
mine.
You're gonna
Well, I knew all the coaches, right? So
Yeah.
uncovering them. So I thought, well, let's try it. Let's throw my hat in the ring and see what happens.
Mhm.
And then got an interview,
Mhm.
and then got a second one,
And they got the job.
and then got offered, and then accepted, and then here I am.
So what do you do?
Yeah. So what is that role? And so it's for everybody listening,
Mhm.
let them know your exact title
Yes.
and then what that role encompasses.
So my exact title is the sports information director and the assistant sports director.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what I do is I do everything from help approve jerseys for the sports teams. I'm updating stats. I'm updating the rosters. I'm
That's a
sending
lot.
out news releases, helping with sponsorship, writing, the sponsors or what we're going to say. I'm doing the
Mhm.
play-by-play for all of the sporting events that are home,
Mhm.
whether that's soccer games, basketball,
Wow.
volleyball, softball, baseball. So the voice of that and putting together a sports play-by-play broadcast
Wow. So you
Mm.
really have to know all the rules of every
Right.
sports. And
and all the players.
yeah, that's a lot.
And
So
all the
you're,
coaches.
and you're working with all of them, everybody on AWC, whatever, like you said,
Mhm.
volleyball,
Like every
everybody,
team?
every team.
Everybody.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
You must have a big brain. I'd be like, I cannot remember.
She can't
A lot of
compute.
notes.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
true.
notes.
a lot of
Who are you again?
So do you like it so far?
So far, yes.
You've been here how long now?
It's been
few weeks?
a month,
He's all so
month?
far. Yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
4 weeks.
So what excites you most about Matador Athletics?
Just how welcoming and how just the coaches, right? And the teams. Like we have the women's soccer teams ranked number 2 in the country.
Yeah.
In
That's
the country.
amazing.
Wow.
In the whole United States
Awesome.
of America,
Yeah.
Yuma's soccer team's number 2.
That's awesome.
Men's soccer is number 8.
Mhm.
Volleyball is number 20. So
Mm.
so many good teams and programs, and they've been built.
Mhm.
And I love the passion that Jerry Smith has for the athletic department. He's the athletic director. Lorraine Chandler's the assistant sports director and the head volleyball coach. Like the passion that they have. Like Jerry looks at this program and wants it to be as big as, I don't know, the Arizona Diamondbacks,
Mhm.
right?
Well,
To promote it that.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. We want to see our pictures on the njcaa.org website. We want to see our
Yes,
stuff on the
that's
ACs.
and that's a great goal, and I hope you do that. And
yeah.
we were talking off air. We're gonna have to go right now, but if you have some of those athletes that kind of stand out, want to get in some press, come bring them on the show.
We'd love to bring it.
We'd love to
Yeah.
highlight them.
Yes.
And I know there's people that come from all over the world
I
to
know.
come
Wouldn't
up
it
here
be
to play.
amazing to get some of their stories of
Yeah.
how
Like, how
they
did you end up here?
Right.
Yeah.
I chill in the Starbucks over here and I hear like different languages being
Yeah, me
spoken
too.
and all the and I'm like, wow, this
do
is awesome. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
I'm
Scott.
glad you're out here with us.
Me
we get
too.
to hang out. with the GOAT, Scott Gross,
I
right
like
over
Scott. He's cool.
here. Yeah, he's a cool guy. All right. And with that, we got to read the particulars
We
now.
do,
And I got a
hurry.
new sheet. Did you get the new sheet?
did. I'm
okay.
ready.
All right. What's Up Yuma is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Cecilia, Anthony, and Dave Reek.
And you can find out more about COFA at borderradioaz.org and on the COFA app. And stay tuned for COFA's Midday Music. Today featuring the special birthday tribute to the boss, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, and on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Luis from Live Training or Live Training. I forget which one of that. He's a wrestling
Either
coach.
or.
And then we're going to have Mara, and I don't know how to say her last
Mara
name.
Knob from
Knob.
Yuma Sun. She's my editor.
Yeah.
All right. And you can listen to the podcast version of our program at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right. So thank you again, Scott. Yeah, bring in those
definitely
athletes.
have you back on. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fun.
Yeah, whoever, you know how to get a hold of me.
Just walk over.
Yeah, just walk over. The door's right there. Yeah.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Thanks for listening to KOFA Yuma, whether it is on the radio at 94.7 FM or 1320 AM, or on your smartphone with the KOFA app, or on your computer at kawc.org. We are glad you have chosen us.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
This is Danielle